Hey friends. Sometimes I've learned to just, a lot of times you come to the piano and you put your hands on the piano and just start noodling, making sounds. It's a lot of times my greeting of the piano. And I have learned to pay attention to it because it's almost like this thing that happens. It's almost like trying to remember a dream. And by that I mean that my hand, when I sit down at the piano, before I consciously start practicing something, before I'm putting my focus on a specific thing, a lot of times my hands will just start moving, exploring, making sounds. They'll pick a key, whatever. And a little song can come through, or a little nugget of a song can come through that like I couldn't consciously produce. I have to just let it, my subconscious, do it. I have to not be in control. I have to not be trying to produce anything. But it's kind of like I liken it to remember. I'm into remembering my dreams these days. I've been dreaming kind of intensely. I've been writing them down, not that regularly. If I was writing them down more, I would probably be remembering them more. But I'm doing enough that almost every morning I have some impression left over, and I'm like, wait, but what was the rest of that? What was the rest of that dream? It was a big dream. I caught a little scrap of it. But it's a similar thing in music where we have to find a way of moving, of playing, but not controlling, not trying to hold on to anything, because as soon as we do that, it's gone. As soon as we do that, it's like, okay, nothing can come through now because I'm attached to what, it's like the mechanics of my mind get in the way. I had a really great conversation with some very inspiring folks yesterday. There's a group of people doing various kinds of nonprofit work in the city of Chicago, and it was a super inspiring conversation. And one of the phrases, one of my favorite new phrases came from one of them. He said, "Think from a place of love," which I love that, because it's very much in alignment with what I try to do, how I try to live my life. But it unites the head and the heart. It think from a place of love. It connects it's like I imagine this energy current, like a cycle flowing between the head and the heart, so that we're not, even in the context of doing really great work, we're not coming from a place of focusing on what we don't want, which is so easy to do. This came up at the event with Kyle a couple weeks ago too. It's really easy to take a problem, a big social problem, or a social affliction, let's call it, and to try to remedy it by doing things to avoid it, by doing things to combat it. And the fact is, there's an important place for that kind of work, and there's an important place for that kind of thinking. We certainly don't want to ignore those problems or be deluded by the idea that if we just think positively, those problems will go away. That's a kind of that starts to feel like a position it's like privilege. It's like insulated by privilege. So that's not the approach. But at the same time, if we get stuck on what's wrong and we're focusing on what's wrong, we're going to make more of what's wrong. We're not going to make movement in a direction that inspires us, that draws us, and that inherently, because of its allure and because of our enthusiasm for it, brings us to a place where the problem dissolves and goes away because society or we ourselves have moved to a new place. That's what I watched. That's the work I watched Kyle do. And it's big. It's big. If we can get there, thinking from a place of love and creating from a place of love, there's hardly anything we can't do. So, I think that's what I've got to share today. Happy Easter. Thanks, folks. Have a great day. See you soon.